police presence this morning on the campus of Yale University following anti-Israeli protests Monday.
The New Haven Police Department says 47 anti-Israel protesters were arrested. The university saying, quote, students who were arrested also will be referred for Yale disciplinary action, which includes a range of sanctions such as reprimand, probation, or suspension.
Fox's Todd Pryor on the campus in New Haven, Connecticut. Unrest at NYU and Columbia on Monday, too, while the president of Columbia facing bipartisan calls to step down. New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney.
If this president came to peace, she has to be eliminated, or she has to be fired. And, these students have to be expelled. These faculty have to be fired.
The Republican earlier on Fox and Friends first, and more testimony in Donald Trump's hush money trial later this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And a wonderful Tuesday morning it is. I think it is Tuesday, right?
Yes,
I've got that right so far?
Yes, you're
Cool.
right.
So I'm batting 1,000?
So far.
Okay, that'll change. No doubt about it. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrels.
And, a little disclosure early this morning. If y'all are a faint of heart, and like Kelly is, you may want to not pay attention to one of the stories that I'll be coming up with in just a few minutes. I know Kelly's going to go berserk.
Faint of heart.
And I've even got some handcuffs over here to constrain her in case she gets out of control, completely out of control. And I've already made contact with your employment so they can send somebody over here to assist you with some counseling, perhaps.
Okay.
It's going to require it.
All
First,
right. See, we're off to a good start.
Apparently.
First, on this date, the year was 1969, and I remember watching it. Sirhan is sentenced to the death penalty after being convicted in the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. In 1972, Sirhan's sentence was commuted to life in prison after California abolished the death penalty. Go figure. In the early morning hours of June 5th in 68, I woke up that morning. I'll never forget it. Woke up at normal time for me, early. And when they turn a TV on, it's all over the TV that Robert Kennedy, he was a senator from New York at the time, just won the California Democratic presidential primary. He was giving a victory speech in the ballroom of the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles. After the speech, he was working his way through the hotel kitchen to greet supporters. He was shot 3 times at close range by a guy named Sirhan. The guy had a .22 caliber revolver. A 4th bullet went through Kennedy's jacket. 5 other people were shot as well, none fatally. Several of the senator's friends and aides subdued Sirhan on the scene. Obviously, if you're counting the bullets, it's a 6-shot revolver. I think it was. It could have been up to a 9-shot revolver. They had them in those days as well. But all of those bullets added up to more than the revolver. But there are through wounds, and they hit other people as well. I don't know. I don't remember all the details about it, but I've been to some of those where people were shot multiple times or had multiple entrance and exit wounds, but they only had one original entry wound. So I've seen that before as well. Kennedy died at the hospital the next day on June 6th. He was only 42 years old. The funeral for Kennedy, who served as U.S. Attorney General from 1961 to 64 under his brother, John F. Kennedy, the president, and had been a senator since 1965, held at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. His body was then taken to D.C. by train. He was buried at Arlington National Cemetery next to his brother. Sirhan Bishara Sirhan, a Palestinian immigrant born in Jerusalem in 1944, moved to the United States with his family as a boy, attended high school in California. He said he killed Robert Kennedy because the senator had supported Israel in the Arab-Israeli War of 1967.
Wow.
The trial was 3 months long. Sirhan's lawyers argued he was mentally unstable at the time of the murder. Convicted April 17, 69. On April 23rd, he was given the death penalty. That's this date. But in 1972, California Supreme Court abolished the death penalty and Sirhan's sentence was commuted to life in prison. His requests for parole have been denied over a dozen times, and he continues to serve his time in a California prison. He is about 80 years old at this time. Hopefully, I assume he will spend the rest of his natural life there and he will die a ward of the state. So, way it goes, way it goes. Yeah, I remember waking up that morning. That was, strange things, strange news stories. On a lighter note, on this date, the year was 1985. You want to have a clue what occurred?
1985. I'm trying to think what I was doing. I know where I was at.
I was in 10th grade.
Coca-Cola announced a new product called New Coke, the biggest flop ever
New Coke.
in the advertising world.
I didn't drink Coke.
You didn't?
Not then, no.
Oh, Coca-Cola. It came out with New Coke. New and greater. No, it wasn't. It tasted awful. And the people out here screamed and hollered. It did not take long. They took it off the market.
I don't remember.
And they
New
went
Coke.
back to the original Coke.
I don't remember.
I forgot what the
per
new
se.
original Coke was originally called, but it was called something, and then it just became
They've come
Coca-Cola
out
again.
with so many different types of Cokes and Pepsis over the years. Vanilla flavor, cherry flavor.
The short-lived, sweeter New Coke, as it was called, backlash. Wow, talk about a backlash. Marketing blunder of the century, they're calling it.
Wow.
Coca-Cola, for the very first time in 99 years, for some odd, stupid reason, some pundit, puke, idiot, decided, let's change the formula. Let's give them a new Coke. After 99 years of 100% success, let's give them something new.
Marketing. Well, one of our listeners just said he was in the 11th grade and remembers that nasty Coke.
Oh, it was nasty Coke. People quit.
Nasty.
Pepsi's stock went up. Cokes went into the toilet. And the products on the shelves had to be taken off the shelves because they aged out and just went flat because nobody was buying it. It was huge.
Growing up, I was a Pepsi girl, being a homegrown girl.
Yeah.
You know, Pepsi was born in New Bern.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I remember at one point in time, I stopped to help a motorist. He had gotten stuck down at Curie Beach, and I'd pulled over to help him in the middle of the night, and he said, "I know you know about this, the Coca-Cola." I said, "Yeah, I can't drink that mess anymore." He says, "Well, I work for a Coca-Cola distributor down in Charleston," and he said, "Here is a 6-pack. This is the replacement for New Coke."
wow.
I forgot what it was called, but it had not even made the market.
Was it
I-
in little glass bottles?
No, it
That's the
wasn't.
best.
I took it home and I drank it, and actually, it was the original Coke.
Oh, okay.
The original Coke was back.
Oh, I don't remember New Coke. My
Oh, you
parents
don't?
owned stock in Coca-Cola, so at our
Well,
house,
it went to
I
the
didn't
toilet
drink it,
for a
but that's
while.
all they drank.
Um,
Oh, I don't remember New Coke.
Yeah, the company was flooded with up to 8,000 calls a day from ticked off consumers who received 40,000 complaint letters.
Let's rebirth it so we can try it.
I bet somebody's got a can somewhere still.
Oh,
I know.
probably.
Oh, that ought to be really
Well, how
tough.
good that would
The
taste.
CEO at the time got a letter addressed to Chief Dodo, the Coca-Cola company.
Chief Dodo.
Dodo.
Nice.
That had to be funny. Wow. Anyway, that's a little bit of news now.
I just don't remember that.
Yeah, you should. I bet you're going to remember what I'm going to tell you this morning.
Apparently, you keep
Oh, no.
hyping me up, so let's hear it.
Oh, we keep getting these texts.
He sent a
Kelly's going to
cryptic
need
text.
help. Kelly's going to need counseling. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Am I about to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna
Lay
put
it on
that-
me.
A Pennsylvania-based convenience store chain was hit with a lawsuit by the Biden administration at the same time the president stopped by one of their locations on the campaign trail.
Okay.
Sheetz is being accused of racial discrimination by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
I
read
heard
that
something
story
about that last week. What
Yeah.
did they do, though?
The EEOC claims the company's hiring practices discriminated against minority applicants, as reported by the Associated Press. The lawsuit was filed the same day Biden cheerfully stopped by a Pittsburgh location on Wednesday for food. Former President Trump stopped by a New York City bodega the day before. Specifically, the EEOC argues that Sheet's criminal background checks were discriminatory because of how its system weeded out applicants who were believed to have failed the checks. The EEOC said that this disproportionately impacted Native American, Black, and multiracial job seekers. Though the lawsuit does not allege that the discrimination was purposeful, it nonetheless claims that Sheets violated the law.
How can you violate the law if you don't do it purposeful?
For example,
Okay.
14.5% of Black applicants had allegedly been denied employment due to a failed background check, while fewer than 8% of white applicants were denied employment for the same reason. From the lawyer, EEOC attorney Deborah Lawrence, federal law mandates that employment practices causing a disparate impact because of race or other protected classifications must be shown by the employer to be necessary to ensure the safe and efficient performance of the particular jobs at issue. Okay. Even when such a necessity is proven, the practice remains unlawful if there is an alternative practice available that is comparably effective in achieving the employer's goals but causes less discriminatory effect, she said. She said, it does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
Right. And first of all, they need to go to the Eden, North Carolina Sheets, because that is absolutely not true. They have well, they don't think they have Asian, but they have all the other minorities covered in their job field, or, all the employees. But here's what I got to say about that. What's the purpose of a background check?
To find out if you've got criminal activity in your background that could cause you to have, be suspicious.
And if
potential.
your company policy is
You do
that we
background
don't
checks.
hire you if you have a, whatever the rule is. Like some places you can have a misdemeanor but not a felony, and I guess it just depends. If the government starts going in and starts telling companies how to do business, that becomes a problem.
Well, for the company, the EEOC here, in my opinion, they're discriminating, okay? Because they say even if you got 14.5% of minorities who fail the background check,
You're
and
supposed to they want them to
you've
hire
only
them
got
anyway.
8% of non-minorities who fail, then there's something wrong, according to EEOC, because more minorities fail the background checks than non-minorities fail the background checks. So therefore, you're discriminating. No,
you're not.
You're discriminating.
Yeah, because if the company's not failing the background checks, the individuals are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we're supposed to ignore.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
it's not against the law to not hire someone for a failed background check.
That's why you do background checks.
And they can look. These are the same government groups that are screaming about the background checks for guns aren't tough enough. You can't have it both ways.
I agree.
So I mean, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I told you.
But I mean, you're punishing a company for
And it's Sheets on top of that. Your company.
that's my company right there.
I love
but,
Sheets.
but you're punishing a company, no matter who they are, for the actions of the people applying for the job. You can't do that. If you start going down that rabbit hole, that means the government is going to start telling businesses how to run their business.
But how
basically.
many minorities are not hired to serve our armed forces because of the background checks?
Probably a lot. Same as a lot of white people.
I
know
wonder how
quite a
many
few that never made it in.
non-minorities are.
Yeah, a
aware.
lot.
I'd like to see the percentage there, folks.
And what are they going to do about that?
Yeah, what you going to do about that?
So you're going to blame the military for people failing background checks, just like you're going to blame Sheets for those people?
I'm
or
just
Dairy
asking.
Queen
I
or
would really like to
the bank?
see how many. Well, let me see what the percentage of the people who are non-white
Mhm.
when they apply for a position in the military to join up. What are the percentage of those people who are rejected as opposed to the percentage of the non-minority races who are rejected?
Well, what about the bank? So the bank, you got to have a certain credit score. They run your credit.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they going to target them next? Because that'll be the next thing.
Mhm.
Why would you want bank employees to have a certain score? Because they're handling your money.
Does EEOC want a double standard? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
That's what it sounds like to
That's
me.
exactly what they're saying. And they're trying to tell companies how to run their business.
Mhm.
And that starts a dangerous, dangerous slope when the government, which EEOC is,
Nationalized.
starts. Yes. And what is that? Socialism.
There you go.
Bottom line.
Our phone number this morning, because I know at least two of you out there, like, you're just trying to figure out something to say this morning.
I'm looking
Come on
it
up. Bring it up. 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. Don't wait till the last minute. You won't likely get on the air because that's the way things are working lately. So if you got something to say, now's the time. And we're pretty wide open this morning. We don't have any guests coming in. We don't have any scheduled callers. So it's your turn. 910-333-0139. Let's see what we should do for. I guess we'll go this one first. Today's severe weather tip. We probably should have issued a frost warning last night, because it got down to really close to freezing, 36 degrees this morning on my deck. And there was some frost, some very thin frost in some areas. I'm looking at it on top of the roof next door right now, just very thin. Hopefully, I didn't screw up and fail to cover up my fragile little new seedlings that have come up. But if I did, I've got time to replant, and I'll do it.
You're going to need to grow more tomato plants, though, because I keep eating your tomatoes.
That's right. Robbie's in there. I've got more out there. Those are some sweet tomatoes,
They
aren't
are
they?
good.
I've never had any quite that sweet.
Whew.
Today's severe weather tip, courtesy of John Stars Electric, where you can get help with all of your electrical needs for both residential homes and commercial properties. A question often asked, especially as we approach the season for thunderstorms. We're there now, y'all. Not to mention the dreaded H word. How can you overcome your fears of severe weather? Advanced preparation is one way. Build confidence in your abilities. You should be thinking about where you will take shelter if it comes to that. Make sure you have several ways to get weather warnings and information. We'll talk to you more about that as the next week or so rolls along, and have a plan for you and your family. All of this can help reduce your fear and stress levels when storms are in this area. Knowing that you have given a lot of thought about safeguarding your family and property and taking the necessary actions in advance provides you and your family with the confidence that you are ready. Riding out the storm is good. If it's not a huge Category 5 hurricane or something like that, you can ride out most of the storms that hit this area. Knowing that you're ready for the aftermath is another thing. A key to being able to deal with all of that comes your way. When it comes your way, can depend on a supply of emergency power. We know that power lines can and will be toppled during storms. Luckily, local power companies are dedicated to restoring electrical power as quickly as possible. Sometimes, unfortunately, that can take several days, depending upon where you are in the grid. When planning for emergencies, you can count on the services of John Stars Electric. They're standing by now to help you plan for power interruptions. Whether you're out of power for a day or a week, a Generac standby generator can serve as your security blanket. Power up your life with a Generac from John Stars Electric. Call 910-989-1908 today. This is the perfect time of year to take advantage of the professionals. It's all turnkey and worry-free. Great to know that the service is there for everything they sell. Again, the number to get you started, 910-989-1908. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Marine weather is up next.
WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash for everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Homes pre-package plans helps remove confusions. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Marine weather forecast brought to you as a service of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Are you looking for quality mental health counseling? Parents, do you want information on the latest substance misuse trends among our young people? Most everyone needs someone to turn to when they've reached the end of their rope. And honestly, while friends and family are great resources, when there's a serious issue and perhaps you feel all alone, the professional staff of Community Prevention Services is there to help. For all of your mental health and substance abuse prevention needs, contact Community Prevention Services. Do it now. 918 Henderson Drive right here in Jacksonville. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Remember, Community Prevention Services also accepts most insurance plans. 910-353-0972. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeasterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, except around 2 feet near shore. Much better than it has been. Dominant period, 9 seconds. Those waves are far apart. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Water temperature in the surf near the beach, still holding in there in the mid to low 60s right now. Southwesterly winds 15 to 20 tomorrow. A little sloppy out there. Gusts to 25 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet, 3 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers just a wee bit choppy. Thursday looking pretty good right now. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Those water temperatures should start to climb once again, and we are getting reports already of some very nice Spanish mackerel being caught in and near the surf and a little bit further out, probably a little bit further out on these cooler mornings.
Today, sunny, high of 70. Tonight, clear, still a little chilly, low of 49. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 76. 10 to 15 mile an hour winds with 23 mile an hour gusts at times. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 54. But on Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 72 with 10 to 13 mile an hour winds and 18 mile an hour gusts.
Okay. I know everybody's reading this and hearing about it, and probably you're fed up with it. So how about just commentary here too a little bit? How about the parents of those college kids? The ones not attending classes, protesting the U.S. support of Israel over the terrorist thugs in control of the Gaza Strip. Those causing problems for the universities, the communities, and the cops. How about those kids? How about them? Parents, what are you doing about it? Forget what the schools are doing or not doing about it, what they're overwhelmed with, what they can't do. Just think how they're going to have their kids one day in the future studying all of the hate. How about today's kids? Think about the future and their kids studying all of the hate and discontent across America, and they see pictures, and some of those pictures will have their parents acting like fools. I wonder how today's parents are dealing with their friends, the parents of young college men and women who are, as amazing as it sounds, actually in college to get an education. But the conversations when they're attending parties with their friends, I'll bet you they're a little stressful. My kid, guess what he's doing? He's up there shouting and protesting and hollering to kill the cops and
Throwing chairs.
My child would be coming home.
I don't.
that's what they're doing.
Everything would be cut off.
And when you're dealing with the other people in your social circles whose kids are behaving themselves and getting a good education, the future leaders of this country, not the future bums of this country, how do you deal with that, parents?
Well, I think a lot of some of these, and I'm saying, well, first of all, I think some of those protesting on that campus were not even students.
Then they have no clue what they're doing.
So, but the students on there, I think some of them do not understand what really happens over there. And I say, go over there and try to help, and you will find out very quickly. But that whole chair throwing thing last night where they were throwing chairs at the police, I think
That's
every single
assault,
one of
folks,
them,
on law enforcement
it should
office.
be felony assault.
It is assault. It is assault on
And
law enforcement.
they were arrested for refusing to disperse or something.
No.
Absolutely not.
You
Somebody, you want to crack down on this kind of mess, start throwing felony charges. But look, they had no problem charging and sentencing to jail time the January 6th.
Yep.
Nimcompoops out right there running around acting a fool.
Well, they
This
were
is no
rightfully
different.
arrested and rightfully
Absolutely.
should go to
Every
prison.
single one of them should have. And as they have been, what is the difference? These people are throwing chairs at cops. They're calling for death to people. They are assaulting Jewish students.
Yes.
I mean,
Some of the schools are having to, there's
Virtual learning.
Virtual learning.
Yeah.
In other words, Jewish students are being told to stay home
Right.
because they're afraid. No, let all the other rugrats stay home who don't care about their education.
well,
Exactly.
But the problem is a lot of them, I think they just think they're entitled. You know, if I hear First Amendment one more time, because they clearly don't understand it doesn't
No.
give you the right to assault people. And I don't care who you are. If you start throwing chairs and whatever at law enforcement, you immediately need to have a felony assault charge.
If you don't get a blackjack up beside your head or a nightstick up beside your head, then go to jail.
And last night I was watching a little bit of it, and they put those ones that they had arrested on that bus and started just kind of driving through. They had to disperse the crowd that way. So what they do? Moved off the campus and moved onto the street.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Then you're blocking the streets.
Yep.
Go ahead and move on the streets, and that way the police department will get you, because while they're on campus, the campus universities refuse to let the police come on there and take care of
Well,
things.
then y'all going to suffer.
Let them go out into the streets, and then they're fair game.
Then let's go to Chicago. Chicago City Council has found, guess what, $70 million more taxpayer dollars to provide migrants with health care, even while Chicago's residents are raising Cain. How's that going to end? With the lawless Windy City residents going to war with illegal migrants?
Oh, yes. Well, did you
That's
see
what's going to happen.
over the weekend?
They're messing in the wrong city.
A lot of the residents have taken up to becoming, they've switched their party affiliation to Republican. They had a big city hall, I don't know, city council, I don't know what they call it up there. I'm assuming city council meeting last week. And one of the lady that she needs to run for office. I don't know who this lady was, but she got up and they were complaining about, I guess last week the city of Chicago were giving, was it 7 million more to immigrants or whatever?
No, 70 million.
70. I knew there was oh geez, that's even worse. And she's like, we don't want, these are not our citizens.
Nope.
And she said, we need money put back in our community for opioid epidemic issues. She said for homelessness, for, the crime. And then one of the city council members got up and tried to talk about, we have to help them. And she said, they aren't our citizens. And she finally got up and said, we're going to vote every one of your butts right out of office.
Good.
And I strongly suspect this woman will. And get
But
up.
there are not enough because there are enough of the
She's
the
mobilizing.
scumbags.
They apparently the whole city hall room or whatever they were in
Not
was
enough people.
packed full. I think people are getting more and more fed up.
The residents got a point, and the point is going to come home in communities all across these United States one day. Just wait and see. If the individual cities in this country, the individuals in this country don't put their feet down, That point from taxpayers is going to become pretty harsh. Why are you taking our money, they're asking, and giving it to others who are not even supposed to be here? Yet, people, it's going to get downright ugly. Let's go back to New York. A high school soccer game canceled due to migrants taking up field space at a local park. Let me set the stage
Oh,
for you.
heck no.
They had the school had a permit. The youth football coach, George Lannis, said he encountered the same issue when a group of migrants were playing a pickup soccer game on the field where he had a permit for his team to practice. A 15-minute argument ensued. The coach said the soccer players eventually left the field.
I would have called ICE. Absolutely would have called ICE.
Why can ICE do? These people are in this country because ICE cannot do their job. The president said, no, you cannot throw them out of this country. What do you do? Who do you call? Ghostbusters?
And
you best as well
and
call
for all
Ghostbusters.
those, and I'm pointing this at Theo right now, okay? So what would Theo propose that happens that when they are
just give them some more money so we can
taking
build a
over?
soccer field for them.
But I can't go
I can
to
hear it
another
now.
country and start, taking over things
Just for a little while you could.
for about 5 minutes.
That's about it.
Maybe 10 if I'm lucky. And then I'm going to get arrested, thrown in jail, the mess
Probably
beat out of me, a whole bunch
Probably
of
going to
things.
be beat down by
Yeah.
real people there.
I remember when I lived in Japan, you couldn't go over there. And that was 30 years ago. You couldn't go over there and just start, claiming you have rights or whatever. Because it wasn't a citizen. Same as in Ireland. It doesn't work that way.
We're not in Ireland. We're not in Japan. We're in the United States of America. Founded by folks who wanted a better place and by folks who wanted to secure our borders. And they put it in our Constitution. And look what has happened. Somebody has violated our Constitution. Somebody at high levels has violated our Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
That would be our government.
I agree with that.
40 boys from 2 high school teams showed up about a week ago on a Manhattan Thomas Jefferson Park for a game there. A group of what appeared to be African migrants refused to leave the field when police showed up and requested the permit to play. The game had already been delayed 30 minutes, and the teams felt unsafe. Parents felt uncomfortable following the incident and no longer wanted to play at that field. So now, the folks have taken over successfully by intimidation, threats, whatever. They're not going to get arrested. Now, if the other team, if the high school team there, the boys had gone to another location, and if they had tried to take over, they would have been arrested. If they tried to take over another field, even if somebody else had it, even if it was another group of people just like them, but they decided, y'all got a permit, be here. Nope, I don't care. We're going to take over. Well, no, you're not.
But it's going to take somebody to stand up to this kind of nonsense to make people back down.
We have illegals taking over recreational areas. I don't know whether it's because they don't understand our processes. I don't know. I don't know whether they don't care. That's probably what I suspect.
Could be a language barrier too.
I suspect they have gotten their way by bullying their entire lives, and they're not going to stop now.
Well, do you remember
what's it going to take to stop them?
Well, remember this. Y'all know I don't like Ron DeSantis. I think he's a Looney Tune. Okay,
but
however, I'm now starting to understand his thought process. I guess that's the right word I would use. When he bust up or planed up or whatever he did, those immigrants that came into Florida and shipped them off to Massachusetts, I understand, beginning to understand his logic. And lo and behold, those people in Massachusetts were mad as heck just because their leaders said they'd come. The people in the city didn't want them there. The leaders did. But I'm understanding now why, if they're going to be taking over everything, until our government, and I said government across the board, and even state governments, start taking care of their citizens first, that those that are homeless, those that have serious addictions, those kind of things.
Or veterans.
Veterans, non-veterans, anybody. Until we start taking care of citizens, I said the word citizen first. Then once we get that problem dealt with, then I could see tackling some of this. But it's the other way around. Meanwhile, our food prices are rising, homelessness is rising.
Gas is going up.
Gas has gone up.
Diesel's going
Drug
up.
addiction is still a problem thanks to our open border. But other drugs that are on the rise too. Depression and mental health and anxiety is at an all-time high. We have a suicide rate off the charts. Okay. We have to start addressing those things for our citizens first.
Mhm.
If we don't, we're going to implode as a country. But this, mentality we have, we got to help every single person, but we're helping every single person at the extent of our own citizens.
Mhm.
And that should not be happening.
But I think that we start addressing things like our economy, our basic way of living, and getting jobs out to people. And I think that will help stem a lot of the mental health issues right now, because, living nowadays is entirely different than what it was 3-4 years ago. Trying to make a dollar stretch, it stresses people out.
My grandparents never locked their doors.
We didn't growing up.
Even when they left town to come visit us and stay overnight in Jacksonville, their doors were open.
And you could walk into your neighbor's
Be a
door at
fool to
any
do that
time.
today. I don't lock my doors when I'm in my own house. I do lock my doors. Yeah,
My
so do
doors
I.
stay locked
Oh,
24/7.
and I got cameras everywhere. But yeah,
Yeah, we
I
got.
don't need cameras. I have plenty of protection.
I
there.
do too. I got. Well, we won't say.
But
it, yeah.
it's just the fact that you have to live
Camera is
like that.
The camera's going to film my protection. It's going to save me from a court case. Is what that's going to happen.
Review it first before you put
That's
it up
right.
as evidence. You got plenty of
Oh,
time. It's
that's
not going
true.
anywhere.
Oh heck yeah!
Hey, Timmy, what's up?
Well, I've been listening to y'all this morning. I haven't been able to listen for a while. I've been kind of busy. But my opinion is this is going to be one of your catalysts for the Civil War that we've been talking about for years.
I agree
Yep.
with you, Simon.
And we're not talking about black
And-
versus white.
No.
No, this is talking about, in my opinion, some of the hardcore left is promoting this illegal immigrant coming in here and staying, trying to get them to vote, trying to get them, and eventually they're going to get them guns.
Well, they've already got them.
And dude, as a U.S. citizen, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it now, you better get you plenty of ammunition, because you're going to need it. It's coming. I see it. I see it. It's coming.
I feel it.
I can drive down Front Street in Wilmington
I'm
and see
sorry.
it now. That's bad. I have to leave. Sometimes when I leave Wilmington, I have to go down all the way down Front Street to
Mhm.
3rd Street because the bridge is out, and I see it.
Yep.
I see a piece of it down there. And hey, folks, it ain't pretty. And it's coming. Y'all just will get ready. You may have to bring out full automatics before it's over with.
No, it's just a waste of ammo.
Well, yeah, but I like the sound of it. I just record it.
Just record it and play it over a speaker
But,
outside.
yeah.
That works.
There you go. Yeah, that'll work. But,
I-
yeah, I'm just saying. When they came in there to intimidate people and take over a park or whatever, if you show up with the guns, most of them's going to run.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come because they're told that we're being lax, and we are. Some of us are. Some of us are being lax about the whole. There's just let it go. No, you don't let it go. You stand up, and that's what we got to do.
I don't understand why we don't understand that this whole thing is a deliberate, concerted, premeditated effort to disrupt the way that we Americans do things. Once, just think about it. Once there are enough numbers of illegals in this country, scattered throughout this country, from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, once there are enough of them, then our country will no longer be free, and we will be at the will of those who are slowly but surely working to take over this nation.
Well, the thing about it is the prideful people that come out here and work or have work, we're going to pay for those who won't work, and we've already been doing that for
Yes,
years.
we have.
And they're going to take money from us. I told y'all diesel fuel's going up, gasoline's going up, groceries going to go back up. We've already been warned about what China could do to us. I mean, it's like Reagan when he defeated Russia. Reagan defeated Russia, didn't fire a shot.
Yep.
They broke the economy, and they're going to break us. It's going to break us. And I get sick of it. And I buy ammo every chance I get. And that's what I do. I don't want to run out. Because I'm not going to be like them dummies on the movie when I shoot my last bullet, try and throw the gun at them. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But okay. When I see people do that, why did you do that? You know, hit him with it, but, you know, don't throw it at him.
That reminds me of the old Superman TV series. And at the very opening, that opening deal, the guy sits there with a revolver and shoots at Superman 6 times, and the bullets bounce off. He throws his gun at Superman, and Superman ducks. Why?
Yeah, that exactly. Well, I don't know why he ducked, but you're right, he did.
He didn't want to get a hit with a
But I
gun.
wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to speak that out for it. It's here, it's coming, it's here, and you can deal with it. And I've seen people sitting here and talking. It's just like the guy down there in Leland. The nurse down there in Leland said that the people down there said, "Oh, they love everything about it except the people who live there."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "We're gonna get so many people to move down here, they're gonna leave." Okay.
Yep.
You got my vote on it, but
You're just going to have to pick a place to go to. I don't know where it will be. I don't.
Yeah.
There aren't any islands left that I've been able to find that I could take over. My plan, though, Timmy, is for years, if I could find me a little island somewhere, big enough for me and mine, plenty of fish, lots of beach area, out of the hurricane zone.
Coconuts, pineapples, all the things that I could grow year round. It'd be a great place to go. You know, the first thing I would do, I'd take my BB gun, and the first U.S. plane that flies overhead, I'll open fire on it, declare war on the United States, immediately surrender and request foreign aid.
Oh my God! Hey man, that's a plan.
There you go. I'm
That
waiting
is
for
a
it.
plan.
Let me find my island.
Yeah. In fact, I'll be your caretaker. That's right.
There you go.
I'll be your caretaker.
Just bring the
I'll be
donkeys.
good. I'm gonna get off.
All right, you're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect, Ed? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer bed cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back here. Which I've hogged the first 45, 47 minutes of the day. What y'all got? I'm tired.
Well, we got some stuff
I've got
locally.
some stuff too.
Good.
So a couple of our listeners have been commented. They had asked a question. What was the original question, Lee?
It
Frank
was
asking
Rochelle was asking about was anybody having any issues with the
I
getting
thought he asked if
appointments.
Rayford had an issue, but Rayford doesn't go there.
No, he was
Nowhere.
just more or less asking
The
out.
VA.
Yeah.
No, I don't go to the VA. I don't have any issues there.
No, he was just asking if anybody was having issues with.
And he
getting
talked about VA
appointments and
community
stuff.
care. Well,
Right.
let me go on a little rant about the community care for a minute.
Okay.
I have quite a few veteran clients, and I have repeatedly on this show mentioned about how annoyed, irritated, disgusted. Let me throw in some more adjectives about how I feel like the VA handles veteran care. I think it is substandard. I think it is blasphemous the amount of time our veterans have to wait to get care. I had a client that was trying to get a reauthorization for their mental health appointments. And it kept getting pushed back and denied. And I just kept seeing them. Wasn't getting paid by the VA because everything got denied. We sent a referral. No, they didn't. All this stuff, rigmarole. And finally, 2 weeks ago, they went in. They ended up, calling get you nothing. So they went in. They got the runaround. Half these people don't want to work, which is sad. The veteran was very upset. They ended up emailing over their head and started getting supervisors and the VA community care rep, and that got somebody. They went over that person's head. It took like 6 emails, and a lot of stress and having to keep going and went in person. And finally, the referral was sent to me. It literally took these people, I bet, 40 seconds to send to my email at work. Got all that dealt with. But then the same client had a referral to physical therapy for an injury. They ended up telling my client to go to urgent care. And I'm like, you're the VA. You are wanting, they need these things. Just let them go. And they kept saying, well, we have someone here that can treat you, but then they could never get an appointment. You got to wait 8 months. You got to wait 10 months, a year. You can
For
only go
an
one
injury?
time. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
What is happening everywhere with
they
the
finally
VA?
approved them to go out in town. Then I have another client. They said, well, what do you want us to, how do you want us to handle this? We're so sorry. This was another client, and he said, I want you to fire the workers. And, somebody reports they're understaffed. Yes, but I'm here to tell you, the VA pays incredibly well. And I know
What do you mean
this.
they pay incredibly well. Pay what?
Pay their salary of their their physicians
So
and
the
whatever.
people are getting good money.
Very good money. They're short staffed for a lot of reasons. One, and I know this because one of my clients is a VA doctor, and they are so stressed out by their job. It's why they come to therapy just to vent. But the demands they put on these doctors, that's why their turnover is so high. Unrealistic demands for time turnaround for things, and they give them too many clients at once, and they wonder why they can't follow up with tests they've ordered because it's unrealistic expectations. Absolutely, they're short staffed, and absolutely do they need to increase their staff. Yes, they need to treat their employees with some respect too. But the one of our viewers is talking about burnout. Oh, it's very high. The burnout rate is incredibly high, and some last 2 or 3 months. And I think this is a shame. However, a migrant, not even a migrant, because a migrant comes here legally. An immigrant can come into this country and get better care today within 48 hours than any of our veterans who have served this country.
Now, you're
And
talking
that right
an-
there is
an
a
immigrant
crime
or an
shame.
illegal?
Illegal immigrant. I'm sorry, an
Illegal,
illegal
okay.
immigrant. Yes. An illegal immigrant can come in here and get better health care than our veterans can. And that is a travesty. Bottom line. And it should absolutely not be happening. And until people.
Well, our veterans need to go south of the border, come back across illegally, change their name, and then go get themselves some medical
That's
care.
a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of steps.
It's cheaper and easier than what they're going through.
Well, I think this is where people finally
Dual identities.
like that lady said in Chicago, we're going to start voting everybody's butt out. That's what needs to happen. Until you push back with voting and stop voting, for these people that are just approving this, like in Chicago City Council, for, the heck with the citizens. We're just going to give out $70 million to a bunch of illegals coming in, but we're not going to worry about protecting our citizens. Until those kind of practices are stopped, nothing's going to change.
Until you remove the salaries or greatly reduce the salaries to 10% of our elected officials, until this comes under control, gets to be brought under control, it's going to be the same way. Or you vote them out. Your choice.
I say vote them out.
You can't
Put
get
people in.
They are the ones who will vote themselves raises. They will not vote themselves salary decreases. Cut it down to nothing, next to nothing, and you will get the same job done. Otherwise, you're going to have to vote them out. Now, that's up to you and me. Let's take a break here live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Good comment there, Franklin. Anybody else want to talk? 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things call Sliss. Down the street, Highway 24, Richlands. 10 pounds or more fresh ground beef is only $2.99 a pound. Whole center cut shoulder cod, $4.39 a pound. Whole top sirloin is only $5.99 a pound. How about whole fresh pig nicks, just $1.19 a pound. Fresh yellow, white, or bicolor corn is only 49 cents an ear. Sweet blueberries are only $2.99 a pint, and you get a 1 pound package of North Carolina grown fresh strawberries for just $2.99. Enjoy down home country cooking in the deli 7 days a week right there in the store. You can dine in or take out, featuring hot fresh chicken that will make you smile. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli, and is home to the famous Merle Bowl. You can also take advantage of the fast friendly pharmacy, also located inside the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down the street, where good things call Sliss. Highway 24 Richlands. And remember, say big with the pig.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped, and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway, Jacksonville's oldest tire company. And now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The Ultimate Sales Event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at cubcadet.com. Prices may vary by retailer. May not be combined with any other discount or offer. Does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, thank you. We're back live and local Real Talk. And I want to get to that story after the next break here too. But for you guys who'd like to fish, the North Carolina Marine Fisheries Commission and the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission are proposing temporary rules to implement mandatory, you mean you got to do it, harvest reporting requirements, which was passed by the North Carolina General Assembly. The law requires that any person, you don't have to be a commercial guy, any person who recreationally catches red drum, flounder, spotted sea trout, that's speckled trout, y'all, striped bass, and weak fish, that's gray trout, well, I don't know why they're weak, must report that harvest to the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries. Additionally, it requires anyone holding a commercial fishing license who is engaged in a commercial fishing operation to report all fish harvested to DMF, regardless of whether they're sold or not.
Well, how are they going to know?
They catch it and you don't report it, then you're done.
Well, this is okay. I understand now. I had a client venting just about this very thing. And I
yes,
wasn't
there's
sure
a
what
lot
was
of people
going on.
venting about it.
Yeah, they're from Sneads Ferry and they fish, and I didn't quite understand, but that provides a whole lot more
So if you
clarity.
go down there and you catch pinfish, no, it's not really a pinfish, but if you catch I don't know, you can't even keep red flounder right now, but if you catch a drum, you catch a speckled trout, regardless of the size, how many you caught, you got to report it. Boy, talk about a lot of trouble.
Yes, just to eat some food,
All
some
these new
fish.
rules
Yeah.
and regulations have just about ruined it for recreational
It's
fishermen.
stupid.
And commercial guys
Well,
are
it's true, yeah,
suffering as
commercial,
well.
they go by a lot
Got a
further.
call real quick here. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Bill. How's everything there today?
We're doing fine, Bill. Can you hold on? We got to take a Fox News break here. It'll be about 60 seconds
Yes,
if you can
yeah.
hang in there. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Pelosi. Police swept the campus of NYU last night, arresting pro-Palestinian protesters. The sentiment, though, sweeping college campuses. Others were arrested at Yale, and Columbia's classes are going to be hybrid for the rest of the semester. Harvard Yard shut to the public yesterday. Former President Donald Trump returning to court today in his hush money case.
This is a Biden witch hunt.
Mr. Trump speaking yesterday, his press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, on Fox's Hannity.
There is no crime that brought this case to this courtroom. It would have been laughed out of any other courtroom in America if not being brought by far-left district attorney Alvin Bragg, overseen by a Democrat judge who donated money to Joe Biden's campaign.
A judge is also going to decide if the former president violated the gag order. The DA claims he did so 10 times. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, Nick, we're back and on the line, Bill. Good morning, Bill. You doing all right?
Yes. I remembered when you were talking about Robert Kennedy's death. That next morning, I was delivering newspapers, and then one of the local newspapers, either the Globe or the Herald from Boston. I was delivering the Herald, and another guy was delivering the Globe. But then two different headlines, and I can't remember which paper had which. Was that one said Robert Kennedy was shot but still alive? You know, had been operated on. They were waiting to see how it was going to come out. And the other had him was assassinated, that he was dead.
Yeah.
And then,
It depends upon when they go to press. Some papers, I mean, this happened like in the wee morning hours, our time, East Coast time. It was around, I want to say it was around 10 or 11 o'clock p.m. West Coast time, which would have been around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, our time. And if the paper had it, and of course he didn't die until the following morning, and if the paper goes to press, for instance, the Daily News used to go to press like 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so 11 o'clock at night, yes, he's been shot. That's the headline, but yes, he's still alive. They're operating on him. They're doing surgery. That would have been the Daily News headline for the next morning. And then the same thing, you know, if the paper says, wait, this is a big enough story, we're going to hold off going to press. And a lot of them would do that.
Yeah, I know the TV that next morning, that's all we watched in school. Yep. And but I remember, you know, they had reporters, you know, talking to the agents that came down from his room for breakfast, and they were like, you know, how's he doing? Is he recovered? You know, they said, you know, he just got shot in the head. He's just been operated on. He's not conscious yet. And then they got taken. Someone called them aside and told them something, and they came back and they said, "We just got told he's Robert Kennedy's dead.
Mm-hmm.
He just had died." And then let's see, the one thing that I thought was provoking afterwards was the Rolling Stones concert in L.A., where they had stabbed a guy on stage. They had the Hells Angels guarding the concert, you know, and they had him up on stage as guards. And one guy had gotten up on the stage to approach, I guess, Jagger, and one of them and he got stabbed. And it was during the final song where they were doing Sympathy for the Devil, where they were yelling out, screaming, you know, who shot the Kennedys? You know, after all, it was you and me. You know, and this is, I guess, just weeks after. But it made me wonder when they wrote that song. Did they write the song before Robert Kennedy got killed and had it copyrighted, etc.? And if so, then how they know he was going to get killed?
Well, you'd have to go back and see when it was actually written. There will be some, you know, you can find that information. You just Google it and dig up the song.
Yeah, you don't know if it's been altered or what, though. You know, once it was getting put on the internet.
Sure.
But some of the original stuff in the investigation, if that was brought up later, you know.
Well, there's a whole lot of stuff been brought up. I mean, the things that were said after Kennedy, John Kennedy was shot, and things that were said after Robert Kennedy was shot. There's all sorts of conspiracy theories. I had my own thoughts at the time, and they have changed from time to time over the years. I could go one way or the other. Usually the things that, like when John Kennedy was shot, oh my God, this guy got off all these rounds with a bolt action rifle, and he's such an expert shot, had to be a great shot. Well, he wasn't. He just got a typical Marine Corps medal, a badge, but he was not a great shot. But the distance from his barrel to where John Kennedy was at the time he pulled the trigger, 35 yards.
Yeah.
I hit things with a 2.5-inch barrel, 357 Magnum at that distance with no difficulty whatsoever. And he had a rifle. No, it wasn't a great rifle. It was an Italian carbine and wasn't the best built gun in the world. But yes, it would fire, and it worked during their military operation. So yes, it was a gun. It fired. It's fairly accurate at 35 yards, as was proven. So little things like that. You throw all sorts of conspiracy theories out there, and when you put the facts out there, you can get rid of most of those in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, I guess the rock and roll bands and all that. That era was.
Don't put any credence into anything they said or did.
Yeah, just it hit me weird if they knew this was coming.
Nah, it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't have known. They didn't have enough brights amongst all of them to figure that out.
Well, anyway, have a good day.
Thank you, Bill. You take care. Yeah, I don't put a lot of stock into something that comes out of the rock and roll era with the bands that were around and dealing with stuff at that time. I know what was propelling most of them through life.
Absolutely, it was drugs.
Uh-huh.
Yes, LSD and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, they could have been dreaming stuff. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a purple haze.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever.
You have me singing a Prince song.
I put zero stock into most of the things that came out of that era from individuals like that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been around any rockers from that era?
Not personally, no.
Let me think.
I mean, not the big name rockers, but those who were, the traveling bands and the whatever.
I knew some local ones. My older brother was in one for a while, but they were all pretty cool. They weren't into the big drug scene.
I was in the 80s, but not from the 60s.
Okay. Well,
well, mine wasn't from the 60s either. Yeah. Mine was more like from the 70s when my brother, because they used to rehearse at our house.
Oh, they were a garage band.
Yeah.
Okay.
They played quite a bit.
Yeah. All right. We've had some really good local bands around here.
Yes, we have. We have a great local band, Freeway.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I saw him the other night. Did you see him?
Yes. I talked to him for quite a while.
Yeah, we had a chat. He said, "I've retired now." I said, I looked at your beard. I kind of figured that.
Oh, you were talking about Bill. I said hello to Bill, but I was talking to Keith for a while.
Oh, no.
He's the lead singer.
Yeah, I was talking to Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's working on bass.
Yes.
I'm loving his life.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he has a good job.
Time.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Anyway, yeah, we've had a lot of local bands. Still got them here that are good. We had some that come and to go. My God, I found a record the other day. I've got it in here somewhere, a 45 by a group called The Green Machine.
That's valuable.
The Green Machine was a local group, Camp Lejeune Marines. Came out during the days of the hippie revolution. And I had a chance to meet them, and I actually did a rough recording for them so they could send it up to a publisher to see if it would be good enough for a record, and it was.
They have a cool name.
Yeah, The Green Machine. And the name of the record's Hello Hippies.
That's the name of the song?
That's the name of the song.
Okay.
And they went on to talk about, the Marines versus the hippies and yada, 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 yada. And I can't remember all the lyrics. I got to dig that thing out and find me a turntable. I know Hollywood's got a turntable.
I have a turntable.
Do you?
Yes.
I'll get that thing, get her dubbed down. But they actually got invited to go on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, no way.
So we were all watching that Sunday evening.
So that's big time right there.
In the late 60s. And they were 70s, maybe early 70s. But anyway, they were invited to be on that show. And they showed up on Ed Sullivan. But they could not play They could not sing. The last minute, Sullivan's production folks says you cannot do that song.
Why?
Well, it was offensive to some people, they thought. So they had to do the flip side, which was a Know Nothing song. They did some song.
Interesting.
What was so offensive about
I
it?
don't have a clue. If I could remember the song, I'd tell you. But anyway, it was disparaging to hippies at the time.
Please.
And Ed did not want to be, disparaging to anybody, unlike yours truly and of course Steve. We like to blast everybody, don't we, Steve?
Yeah. Blast.
What's up
this morning?
We're hanging in here. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Out around town running a few errands.
Mhm.
Figured I'd call and say, hey, I got a little chilly last night. How'd your garden do?
I haven't been outside yet. I'm a little afraid.
I walked out at about 5 o'clock this morning, and the wind was dead calm, and the thermometer said 38.
Yeah,
and
we
I
got.
was like, oh my goodness.
I had 36 on the porch here at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Fortunately, I've been procrastinating about putting all my stuff out. So I had some of it still inside under the lights. But it was. I didn't see any frost, but it was all the makings were there for it this morning.
Well, I saw a very thin before dawn when I could see my neighbor's roof out there. This really white on the very upper sections of the roof. Very little of it, just a very slight amount. I'm hoping, and of course my plants are in the raised bed, so most of the vulnerable ones are below the top of the security blanket, shall we say?
Yes.
It's not. No, I didn't wrap anything up, unfortunately, but I'll see. Maybe it's okay.
I got you. Yeah, I hope so.
If they made it through, they're going to be in good shape. That's what I'm going to say. They're going to be stronger than ever.
Oh yeah, toughen them up a little bit.
Yep, there you go. It's my
Hey,
theory.
another thing I wanted to ask you about on the political side slightly. Brett Hume, he did an interview last week with Senator Langford. Did you happen to see anything on that?
I did not. I haven't seen Brett Hume since he stopped at the TV station in Wilmington on his way to Morehead City to chase a hurricane back in the 80s, I think.
I got you. It's an interesting interview. Once again, Senator Langford talks about the bill that he helped craft, and I would highly suggest that you watch it if you get a chance. Senator Langford is no fan of Democrats, and he's no fan of Biden, but he is, in my opinion, and what it appears to me, he appears honest and genuine in his negotiations. So it's like somebody that if he gave you his word, you could trust him.
Right.
Yeah. So I've kind of taken an interest in listening to his opinion on the bill that he helped craft.
Yeah.
Versus the all the noise from all the other places. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of respect Langford, and I do definitely respect Hume. He's come a long way, baby. He's been probably one of the more level-headed, long-lasting reporters. I do not classify him as one of the commentators like so many others have become, though he has his opinions, but he makes sure you understand it, that what he says, when he says it, it's my opinion.
Yeah. And I give him more credibility than the others. And honestly, with some of those, after watching them now for a while, it seems like they're actors playing a part. They're not.
Of course they are. It's all scripted.
They're you get and it's not just that it's scripted. Even when they're improvising, it's still they're in character.
Yes.
I watched that show, the Five. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't watch it religiously, but I have watched some excerpts from it, and they usually have, or sometimes they'll have a liberal or a Democratic commentator on there, as a rebuttal to the other four. But it's interesting to watch because that's when I noticed it's like they're in character. They, it's like they're playing the part.
I generally try not to watch a lot of those types of shows because it's near my meal time, and I don't want my meal to be interrupted, and I don't want to have to go gag.
That's like The View. I can't stand that show. I can't.
Honestly,
Women.
the View is one that is like, Sometimes I'll watch it depending on who they have on there or what they have. And I never watch these things when they're broadcast. I'm a YouTuber. I go there, I pull it up, and I watch it on my schedule. You know, and but the View is one that those ladies, they got, you know, you got to take them for what they are. They're extreme, you know, leftists, and so that's the kind of opinions they're going to have. I do like that they had the one lady that was the former Trump administration, not official, but she was in the Trump administration.
I'm trying to think of
her
which
name,
one.
Was
It
me
it
right
wasn't
now, but
Kelly. It was oh gosh, now I can't think of her name. I know who you're talking
But
about
it was
'cause-
nice. I like it whenever you have like an extreme left view that they bring somebody in that has more center or center right views. I like the same thing on the right if they bring somebody in that has center or center left views as a contrast. You know. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to put out there this morning is that he did an interview, Raheem did with Senator Langford. You can, I believe that's not very long.
Dana Perino.
I'm sorry.
Was it Dana Perino?
Probably not.
Yes.
Was it her?
No. I think it was. It might have been. It was one of the aides or whatever to President Trump. It might have been the one that was the aide to his wife or something. I ain't sure. I'd have to go back and look.
Okay.
You know,
Hey, Steve, what do you think about the?
the?
What do you think about all the stupidity on the college campuses, the anti-Semitism comments and remarks, and outright violence that's going on? What do you think about that?
Of course, any violence, that's a no-brainer. You know, we have laws. We can't do that. I think, you know, I can understand that it's a delicate situation, but that being said, you're not going to let white supremacist groups holler at black children going into schools. You shouldn't allow anti-Semitists to holler at Jewish people going into school.
That's a great analogy there, Steve.
Yes,
Thank you.
It is.
I'm going to have to continue using that one.
Right. Well, I try to see things for what they are, you know, and, you know, things that are equal. And that, to me, that's the same thing, you know. But the right of free speech, honestly, I think they should have a zone on a college if they want to do that. It shouldn't be that you can just do it anywhere you want to. We have the same regulations in town. If you want to go to a park, you have to apply for a permit. You can't just go there and have a rally. I think colleges should be, you know, a similar fashion. You know, spontaneous protest should be, I don't know what a good word for it, allowed but regulated.
Regardless of whether it's a protest or whether it's a gathering for a social luncheon or whatever, and at some point when things get out of hand and the food starts flowing back and forth or chairs start being thrown back and forth and the police have to come in, and that at that point in time, it's a discretionary matter up to whoever is in charge of the police department to declare this an unlawful assembly. And at such time, you need to disperse. If you do not disperse, they have a place for you downtown.
Yeah.
That's the bottom
I think
line.
when it comes to, I was gonna say, when it comes to these protests, what I've seen is that people see what they want to see in these protests.
Yeah.
But in all the protests, what I've seen is you've got people who were there peacefully, and you've got people who were not peaceful.
Yep.
And you know, one group sees the ones that were peaceful and goes, "Look, they were peaceful." You know, but they ignore the ones that were not peaceful, and vice versa. You know, when the other side of that coin.
Yeah.
And that applies to any of these riots or protests or however you want to call it. If violence was involved, you know, then there's going to be people that were there that were violent and people who weren't violent, people that were there for that and people who weren't there for that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there'll be both sides. The same thing with January 6th. I was fortunate enough to watch that unfold on TV as it was happening.
Oh, me too.
And the thing that I observed
Crazy.
Initially was that there was a lot of people once things turned bad. There was a lot of news feeds that were showing a lot of people leaving.
Yeah.
They were people that were there with their kids. They were leaving. They were getting them out of there.
Here's one of the things about watching something live on TV, and that includes a football game, a baseball game, or anything else. You're only going to see what the producer of that show wants you to see, and that's going to be the action at the moment. Generally, you're not going to see anything going on down the sidelines unless there's some kind of violence involved. You're not going to see the Coca-Cola guy handing out Cokes or hot dogs in the stands, not when there's action on the field. That's what they see. Now, later on, you could go back and you will see some other video guys, and always on videotape, or these days on the video imaging, but you will see that later on. But you will never see that when the action is happening, right?
Well, and there were some things that I've seen live that I haven't seen either side show since then.
Yeah,
and that, like I say, and that's the people leaving.
Yep.
You know, and
it's not newsworthy.
Well, and I'm a bit of a TV junkie. I've got way too many of them in my house. And that particular day, I had 8 one running a different news feed.
Sounds just like me.
I could tell it was an important day.
Well, you're worse than I am. When I was in television news, then maybe you should get you a job there, because I had to watch everything. That was my job.
I have my laptop up with YouTube channels on it all day long.
I'm gonna leave you with a funny one here. You ready?
Yeah.
This is a quote from John Heisman. You remember him, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first football coach at Rice, and one day he was speaking to the team. He says, "Gentlemen, it is better to have died a small boy than to fumble the football." How's that for it? I just thought that was funny.
It made me laugh. I ain't gonna say it wasn't.
Yeah, football fanatics are just like that, aren't they? Or all sports fanatics are just pretty much like that.
Right.
I would say to err is human.
Yeah, well, not in football, not according to the coaches.
If you go into any situation expecting humans to be perfect, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, well, you're going to do everything you can to make it that way. Get rid of the errors. Okay, thank you, Steve. Have a good one.
Have a blessed day.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
You too. Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with our look at weather. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Since the 1930s, people have trusted the local law offices of Attorney John Drew Warlick for personal injury, family law representation, and traffic offenses. That's over 90 years serving the legal needs of people throughout Onslow County, which makes the law offices of John Drew Warlick your hometown law firm. So when you need the services of an attorney, and at some point most people will, the law offices of Attorney John Drew Warlick is here for you. For an appointment, phone 910-455-7700 or visit their location, 313 New Bridge Street, right here in downtown Jacksonville.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials, many more at a locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store in downtown Maysville on Main Street. Remember, the Piggly Wiggly's where good things cost less. How about 10 pounds or more of fresh ground beef, just $2.99 a pound. Whole center cut shoulder cod, $4.39 a pound. Whole top sirloin is only $5.99 a pound. Whole fresh picnic, just $1.19 a pound. Fresh yellow, white, or bicolor corn is only 49 cents an ear. And you get a pint of sweet blueberries for just $2.99. And a 1 pound package of North Carolina grown fresh strawberries is only $2.99 a pound. They use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's farm chicken. And the pork and beef is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, Main Street in Maysville. Also, you get a 5-pound bag of Western potatoes for just $2.99 a bag, and a 2-pound bag of Western apples is only $2.99. And you get 2 8-packs of Cocoa Sprite for $9. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down the street, where good things called Sliss, Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, the Marine Weather Forecast brought to you as a service of Community Prevention Services right here in Jacksonville. Are you looking for quality mental health counseling, perhaps? Parents, do you want information on the latest substance misuse trends among our young people? Let me tell you right now, knowledge is power. Most everyone needs someone to turn to when they've reached the end of the rope. And honestly, while friends and family are great resources under many conditions, when there's a serious issue, one that's been going on for a long time, and perhaps you feel all alone, the staff of Community Prevention Services is there to help. For all your mental health and your substance abuse prevention questions and needs, contact Community Prevention Services. They're there to help you. 918 Henderson Drive here in Jacksonville. Call them today, 910-353-0972. Remember, Community Prevention Services accepts most insurance plans. Offshore today, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming southeasterly 5 to 10 this afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 feet near shore, dominant period 9 seconds, much better than yesterday. The seas are 9 seconds apart, the big waves. Sounds and rivers, a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, just a little sloppy, southwesterly winds 15 to 20. With gusts to 25, seas 4 to 6, except 3 to 4 feet near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Not too bad. Sounds and rivers a wee bit choppy. They're very doable. Thursday looking pretty good. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
And today is sunny with a high near 70, with calm winds becoming north around 6 miles per hour. Tonight, clear with a low of 48, southwest winds around 7 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 77, west wind 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 18. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low of 53. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 73. And Friday and Saturday, sunny days with highs near the mid-70s. Could be a beautiful weekend.
Yay. Got another topic here this morning, a warning for you, for all y'alls.
Great.
We know there are a lot of scams out there, right?
Yes.
Scams to the left of us, scams to the right of them, by internet, by telephone, even folks going door to door. One of the more recent ones that I got wind of over the weekend that's happening right here in this part of the world involves communications going to members of one of the big box stores. Let that sink in. Members are being told that their memberships have lapsed and they can renew them over the phone by verifying their name and address, and of course, a credit card to avoid any interruption in their membership benefits. It's a scam, folks. It's a scam. One manager at the store said a bunch of suspicious members came to the store to find out what in the Sam Hill was going on. They refused, of course, to give the scammers any information over the phone. That's good. Some of them's coming by mail or email. The sheriff's office, the power companies, and Sam's Club are among those who do not call you to get a credit card number for anything. Hang up, then report the call, including the caller's telephone number. Even if you think it's a spoofed number, report it to your law enforcement agency. By all means, give the caller nothing but a ration of crap the best way you choose to dish it out. That's what I do.
Amen.
And
General
then I
rule of
report.
thumb
Say,
is nobody is going to email you and say, call this number.
Nope.
No
Nope.
one is
And
going
they're
to do
and
it.
they're not going to give you, they're not going to request your social security number, the last 4 digits, your
right.
mailing address, your
That's right.
mother's maiden name. I mean, if you want to do that, give me a call and give it all to me, including your credit card numbers on all of your credit cards, and I will take good care of you.
If you get a phone call, you get an email, hang up, call the store, like the Sam's Club.
Absolutely.
Call your local Sam's Club, and customer service can look up and tell you if your membership is good or not.
It is
If
on your
anything-
card, people.
That's right. If anything, go in there and buy something. You'll find out real quick. Hey, I've
Yeah,
got a
that-
fun story for
Shoot.
you. Can we talk about something fun?
Fun.
This is North Carolina State Highway Patrol.
Oh, what do they do?
They have unveiled
Did they give you a ticket?
No, but I'm going to
Lately?
tell you what to watch for now.
Uh-oh.
They have
Don't
unveiled
give
a
away their secrets.
This is fun. They have unveiled a new generation of patrol vehicles. Their new Mustangs.
Oh, no. They got more Mustangs.
25 marked 2024 Mustangs will be making their debut in the next several months.
Are they ghost marked?
No, but they're gorgeous. You have to go on their site and look at them.
So if you get stopped by one of these, go ahead and ask the trooper if you can stand out there and get a selfie with that beautiful Mustang in the background.
They're
Wouldn't that
bad
be great?
looking. All right, that North
Maybe
Carolina.
he'll take your picture.
The State Highway Patrol was quoted as saying, "History and traditions are an important part of our patrol family, and the use of Mustangs have had their beginnings with the Highway Patrol back in the 80s and early 90s."
Yeah, I remember the 80s.
That's right. But
84, I think it was.
Here's the fun part of the story.
I found one.
Shortly after the announcement, other agencies started trolling the State Highway Patrol on social media. The Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office trolled the State Highway Patrol with a post showing off their Mustangs.
Oh, my.
And calling the troopers' new cars in their caption cute.
Oh.
Hey, North Carolina State Highway Patrol, that Mustang is cute.
So, ladies, if you want to get stopped by a cute car, just run through the
As long as
speed
it's a
limits.
good
to where
looking
there's-
trooper, I'm good. Good.
Hey, there's a funny story about one of those troopers.
Really?
Yeah. I know him. His name, you ready for this?
Yes.
There is a state trooper in North Carolina named Jeff Gordon.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep.
Yes.
And
we
Jeff
talked
Gordon was
about
telling me one morning, he said, I pulled the driver over, and he was driving a car, of course. So he pulled the driver over, and the driver looked at the ticket, and it says, "Really? Is that your real name?" He says, "Yes, it's my real." Can I get a picture with you? So he did a selfie with the trooper.
Oh my gosh. I would too. I would
I
definitely.
bet you would.
I
too.
had an uncle.
I got a ticket by Jeff Gordon. He caught me.
My gosh. Getting back here, it says the Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office made the quote that, "Hey, North Carolina State Highway Patrol, that Mustang is cute and all, but yeah, welcome to the club." Then the Nash County Sheriff's Office also
Oh, God, here
weighed
we go.
in on the Mustang battle, tagging the State Highway Patrol with this caption: "We heard that the North Carolina State Highway Patrol posted their new Mustangs, but we've been in the game for a long time. We set the bar high." So it's fun watching them trolling each other. Nash County now has sent out a challenge to Edgecombe County and their fans, asking them to vote on whose Mustang looks the best. Right now, Edgecombe's leading.
Oh, I got an idea.
So we've got to.
Bob Lowry, if you're listening, I'll talk to you today about a great idea
Oh,
for promotion over at the Carteret County Bobby Watson Speedway.
I can only
I got to meet Bob this
imagine.
afternoon.
But you know, if you get a chance, Google the Mustangs, the state's new Mustang.
yeah.
They are one bad looking car. I'm just going to tell you right now, I just don't ever want to see one in my rear view mirror. Phew.
Even if the trooper is cute,
Well, he's cute, you know. He's just
Oh,
stopping
come
for
on.
a license check, maybe. So, okay.
license check. And you want my phone number too?
Here's my phone number. Yesterday, in case you missed it, the city of Jacksonville laid a wreath at the Freedom
so
Fountain
that's great. Glad they did that.
in honor of the fallen Marine, that the young man that was killed in a military training exercise
Yeah,
on April
last
18th
last
in
week,
Carteret
yeah.
County. Yes.
Don't know any details about
Sergeant
that
Marine
exercise.
Colin Arlenspass, which I hope I said that correctly.
Close enough.
Yes. To honor him, the city placed a wreath at the fountain and has only one jet of water coming from the fountain, which this will remain through Wednesday. The fountain is in a mourning status.
Yes.
The Freedom Fountain is more than just a public attraction. It's also a place where people can go to pay their respects. The fountain pays tribute to every service member who has lived in this county, served in this county, and has lost his life.
When
their life.
when it's back up in full operation after the morning period after tomorrow,
Yes.
go down there about sunset, and when those lights
beautiful.
start coming on and they
Yes.
run through the red, white, and blue things for the lights that are behind the water just
Right.
shooting up. It's beautiful.
My opinion, that's probably the most beautiful thing that the city has added
Absolutely.
over all the years.
Certainly.
And
No
if
doubt
you've
about
never
it.
been there, take a picnic bag with you, a picnic lunch with you, go sit down. It's so serene
Yeah, it's a great
and
place
so
to have
peaceful.
lunch.
It is.
Okay.
Well, we talked last week about the Pender County Clerk Court
Yeah.
that has been charged
Yeah.
with various charges
Yeah.
relating to her job. Well, look, the plot thickens.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've read this recently.
Nope.
The elected Pender County of Clerk, Elizabeth Craver, was indicted by a jury on February 4th with 4 charges related to alleged misconduct during her term. And she's still in office. After her indictment, Judge Kent Harrell suspended her from her duties and appointed Camille Harrell, which is no relation to the judge, as interim clerk of court.
Yeah, there are a lot of Harolds over there.
Yes. Then Pender County's district attorney, Ben David, filed a petition to have Craver removed from her position as clerk of court. After the removal hearing, Judge Harrell ruled that while some of her actions were questionable, they did not amount to willful misconduct necessary to constitute her removal from office. But her criminal charges are still pending. Now, this is where it gets really crazy. During the removal hearing, Craver testified that she had prepared termination letters for 2 employees of the clerk of court's office, but was advised by her attorney not to fire these individuals because it could be a bad look for her, since the SBI was investigating the clerk's office. Craver did fire another employee who also happened to be a former friend, Crystal Moore, during the investigation, but said it was due to Moore's poor work performance. But all 3 of these employees, the 2 that she wanted to fire plus the 3rd that she did fire, testified during the removal hearing that Craver told them not to talk to the SBI unless she was present with them. All 3 of those employees have resigned from their job at the clerk of court. So you talk about a mess.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Jobs for sale. Jobs for sale. Come on down to Pender County.
Yeah, they need some people at the clerk of court's office.
Yep, there you go.
Phew.
Want to know what's wrong with our justice system?
Oh.
Listen to this one. And then tell me what you think. 3 years ago, a man named Jeffrey Hill was severely beaten in a Kinston parking lot and died several days later. 2 other men, Clinton Christmas, what a name, Clinton Christmas and Joseph Hughes, were arrested, then indicted for first-degree murder. The pair appeared in court this week and made a deal with our justice system. Without a jury trial, they entered guilty pleas to lesser offenses, and then they walked out free men.
Oh.
44-year-old Christmas pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to a minimum of 1 year and 9 months in prison. He was given credit for the 692 days that he's already spent in jail. That's his time served.
Dude.
Hughes pleaded guilty to obstructing justice and was given an 8-month sentence. The judge gave him credit for 1,062 days in jail, which also means he has served his sentence. Both are free. Christmas had 2 convictions for possession and sale of drugs, as well as 2 counts of scamming the Employment Security Commission. Hughes has a drug and assault convictions in North Carolina. I'm trying to figure out how a first-degree murder charge can be negotiated down to minor charges.
California.
The victim's sister was told the 3 men left a bar together in May of 2021. They began fighting, and Rouse was beaten severely. He died several days later at a hospital. He leaves behind 2 children, his sister, and other family members. Hopefully, let's go back to OJ stuff. Hopefully, his sister can find a lawyer to file a wrongful death civil suit against the 2 men at the very least. How can you go from first-degree murder, where you've sat in jail for 3 years? How can you go from that to pleading guilty to something that lets you out of jail immediately?
Was there some some kind of hidden reason, like maybe they didn't provide proper representation over the last 3 years. They
Nothing
kicked it to the
mentioned about
curb.
anything like that.
And that's what I'm wondering, if there's something more. But that is ridiculous.
I don't
If I
get
was a family member to a victim,
Mhm.
I don't understand. We have so many discrepancies and so many differences in the court systems versus state. I think that there should be
Need some consistency and
Consistency.
Need something united in these United States of America. You're
Yes,
live on
we
Local
do.
Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. Your calls when we come back.
7.1 WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet clean category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, did you ever go down to any of the Florida beaches during spring break? Maybe Miami, Daytona?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, but we went mainly for baseball, and they were doing their spring training.
Where not Miami side? I mean, the East Coast side? Where'd you go? Did you go to Tampa?
You know, it was so long ago.
Tampa,
I can't,
Sarasota?
honest, I would say somewhere in there, but we also would go through Daytona because everybody had to visit Daytona.
Well, Daytona was it, yeah. Okay, well, you know, Miami's long been known for its wild and crazy parties, right? During spring break, people get into trouble. People get permanent records, criminal records, all sorts of cool things happening.
They took a little different approach
This year, the city has said, you know, they came out with an immediate plan. We're breaking up with spring break. That's what they started advertising some time ago, promoting that fact. And apparently this year, things have been very calm, cool, and collected. Not because the police are not arresting people, but because the police are there in massive forces, teamed up with reinforcements from the State Highway Patrol. The governor's office got involved. Highway Patrol, neighboring communities, police forces, the sheriff's office, the Dade County, Miami-Dade County Police Department, and the sheriff's office there. They've all teamed up, a massive show of support. They're there. You know that if you do something, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's going to be brought to a halt very quickly. Well, some observers said this has gone very well. It's very calm, cool, and collected and family friendly. What a change from the years past.
What a change.
However, in neighboring Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale used to be actually more crazier than Miami was at the time. Then they got heavy-handed in Fort Lauderdale, and it kind of moved down to Miami. Of course, when South Beach opened up, and it was like, you know, do whatever you want to do, that was the place to go. But now they've gotten, well, we're not going to tolerate that. A zero tolerance campaign by the city of Miami and the Miami beaches. So now they've gone back to Fort Lauderdale, and they had their issues this year, I guess.
Oh my gosh! But you were right.
Maybe not as bad.
It is Tampa where they do the spring training for baseball.
Yeah, Sarasota.
Our favorite sports
area.
editor verified that. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Tampa.
you were right.
Tampa and Sarasota.
remember.
I was there for both of those.
It was so long ago for me. I don't remember where. I just remember Florida.
But that was
They
the
got
West
something
Coast.
else happening with the DMV in North Carolina again.
Oh no.
The North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicle has announced that there are delays in printing official license and ID cards as of April 22nd.
Whoops.
North Carolina DMV has experienced delays with the outside private contractors that prints official license and ID cards. It's
Get a new
taken
one.
longer than 15 days for customers to receive their credentials in the mail. The temporary paper certificates given to customers are valid for 60 days. If by then you have not received your card before it expires, call the North Carolina Division of Motor Vehicle Central Issuance
Yeah, and
Office.
let me know when you get through how many days it takes.
And I've noticed the sign has gone up at the new DMV right here on Country Club Road. Yes, to get your license plate.
Really?
There's a new office getting ready to open. It's you pass the shopping center with it being on your right on Country Club Road. It's
Shopping center on this side of the shopping center.
It's on the right side of the shop. Well, as you pass the shopping center, like you're heading Country Club to Pawnee Green.
Okay.
Right before you get to Bank of America, there is a new office there, North Carolina.
That building's been vacant for a couple of decades. Maybe they got a good deal on it.
That's what they have contracted to use, that tiny building with the small parking lot. So
Well, good.
But I hope it works out well.
Yeah, good. All right, we got a couple of callers here. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Good morning. Good morning. What's up?
Not much. Is Lee listening?
Lee is
I'm right
listening.
here, and I'm so glad you called. I was going to text you this morning and ask you to call one day this week.
You were? Okay, I just wanted to ask you if you still have my red dress.
Your what?
Red dress.
My red dress?
I didn't know you wore one.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to figure out who this is.
I know. I thought you were somebody else, and now I'm like, red dress. I don't have anybody's.
Uh-huh.
I don't have anybody's red dress.
Yes, you used to have that whenever you
This
worked
is
at,
Bobby.
supervisor
Bobby.
at, No, and you were supervising.
I never wore a red dress to work.
River.
You are a nut. How are you doing today? It's Bobby Stutz.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good.
I'm on the road. I just wanted to call and say hello. I heard your voice. And I wanted to call and say hello. And when I get more time, I will call back in and have many comments on some of the stuff you guys are talking about.
Very good. We miss you.
You ought to just come in here, Bobby, one morning.
My biggest thing is the all the money they're giving to those foreign countries, and we got people right here that are homeless, veterans that need to be taken care of, and they're just ignoring everything here and sending it over there, which is wrong.
Yep.
But anyhow.
All right, Bobby.
Anyhow. No, just not Bobby, just Lawton Turner.
Lawton Turner. Okay, I thought you said he was
Oh,
Bobby.
it's Lot.
Lawton Turner. Yeah.
My gosh, Lot, how have you been?
Hey, having problems, dear. Having many medical problems. I retired and I fell apart,
Yep, been there.
Well, we'll have to talk.
All right, Lot. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Lottie. Now that you said it was Lottie, I
Didn't
recognize
sound like
his
Bobby. I was
voice.
wondering what that was.
Well, I talked to Bobby the
I
other day,
know.
and it kind of sounded like him, but I thought maybe it was Bluetooth or something. But my gosh, what a nice surprise.
All right.
Lot
Hey,
Turner.
Lot, thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
What chat we did the other day.
Guys,
All right.
hey, keep up the good work, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we do have another caller here. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, everybody. How
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
I got
doing-
this one
how
right.
you
This is
doing?
Chris.
Yeah, this is Chris.
This is Chris, not the Miller Time one, but always enjoy listening to my buddy when he calls in. So, oh wow, what a good range of subjects you've had this morning. Which one to cover? First off, y'all looked great. Senator Lazara's gathering the other night.
Oh, thank you.
Some of us worked
Pictures
it.
on there.
Some of us just went for the food. I'm just kidding.
And Rayford, your wife was very beautiful.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that, and I know it.
All that.
She's always beautiful.
Sure looked good. I guess it was sweet. I don't know. But yeah, it was a good gathering out there. Sorry I couldn't make it. There's such a wide range to cover, so I'm going to see what I can cover real quick. And thanks for Theo. Thanks for calling in yesterday, trying to straighten me out. But it didn't work. Yeah, it was interesting. Back in my cable days, a network was started called Court TV. Do you remember the most famous case that was on Court TV?
No.
OJ?
There you go, Rayford. Good job.
Oh, I watched that one from beginning to end.
Yeah, I find it interesting that now everyone's saying the most historic trial going on in U.S. history is not televised. Now, one ponders why. Why did this judge decide he didn't want?
I can tell you why.
Well,
There's-
I think you're going to tell me the reason that I know, but go ahead.
There's two states, New York being one of them, that the courts do not permit that. It's a thing. It's the thing with that. It's not regarding the case itself. It's 2 states out of 50 that do not allow TVs in the courtroom.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lee, because I read where he could have had it, the judge could have had it televised, especially since it's a historic case. But one sense is that he doesn't want the American public to actually see the actual going-ons in the court and let the networks use their prejudiced ways of presenting things to American people. Let it, tell their side of the story or try to explain what happens in the courtroom.
It'd be nice if we could make up our own minds.
Well, it would, and I know they're going to come back and say, well, a panel of juries of New Yorkers were picked, and they're going to be doing the judging. That's fine. Yeah. Because,
Well-
one of the things is, Rayford, you were talking a little while ago about our court system being messed up and such. You mentioned a civil lawsuit. When OJ was found innocent of the charges.
Found not
and
guilty.
Nicole's family pressed charges or a civil lawsuit. I don't think he ever paid a dime.
I don't know
Yeah,
whether he
good.
paid anything or not, but I know they
It
went
was
after him.
like a little over $100,000 was all that he had paid out of the money he was due to pay.
Yeah, well, it's nice that people can file those civil lawsuits. In Trump's case, if anyone actually thinks, other than the fact that he can't go out and hold rallies and stuff at this moment, and try to get some votes, which he's getting some, he's going to have this thing appealed so many times. I don't think any of us will be alive when it gets
Probably.
appealed. So although he'll be convicted, he'll not serve time, and if we're lucky, he'll be elected president.
Well, I will tell you this, though, Chris. There was a lawsuit that was initiated, but it didn't actually take place. But the courts are releasing the transcripts from Trump's trial on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So there's several websites that you can go to that will release the transcripts. So at least you get to read about what was
Not
said.
quite the same as looking
I know,
at and picking up the
watching.
demeanor of what's going on behind the scenes.
The one in South Carolina, the attorney who was found guilty of killing his wife and son,
Yes.
real rich attorney. That was covered live. There's so many trials being covered live, but
Oh, the Murdaugh trial. I watched every day of it, too. And and like Rayford says, when you can see the person testifying, it tells you a lot.
it does. And you can. You're talking about the one Lee in Georgia?
Yeah, no, the one in South Carolina, the Murdaugh trial, where he killed
yeah.
his son and wife.
And then there was the one in Georgia with the district attorney.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
See, I mean, the face shows everything.
Hey, Chris, we are down to out of time.
Talk to y'all tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Chris. You're live on Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We're going to try to catch all of these commercials here, so bear with us. We'll be back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877 Lane DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5. Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in Hart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing, $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes. Save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
For For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
The Cub Cadet Ultimate Sales Event is here. Now through May 18th, save on select Cub Cadet lawnmowers, including both gas and battery-powered zero-turns and lawn tractors. The Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, which includes both lap bar and steering wheel models with heavy-duty mowing decks available in a variety of sizes designed to deliver a premium cut. And Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility. Don't wait. The Ultimate Sales Event ends May 18th. Head to Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and excellent service. Offer valid 4/14/24 through 5/18/24. Participating Cub Cadet dealers and online at cubcadet.com. Prices may vary by retailer. May not be combined with any other discount or offer. Does not apply to prior purchases. Other restrictions apply. Void where prohibited.
Hey, we're back here for just a couple of seconds here. We ran out of time, of course, today, and we do that from
Good
time
morning.
to time. And coming up tomorrow, what do we have?
Coming up tomorrow, we have Dr. Rose at 7:30, and then at 8:05, we have Hal Weatherman running for Lieutenant Governor. That will be calling in and talking.
That sounds like a winner. Okay, so that's tomorrow morning. Coming up right now, Fox News break at 10 o'clock. It's another dose of the Daily D's with Rick at 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's the one, the only, the man, Hollywood man in the house. Have a great rest of your day, and please be safe.
USME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.